Are Linux commands interchangeable with Unix commands? I find that some commands, for example, ls and pwd, can be used on both Linux and Unix systems. Is it that all Linux commands can be used in the Unix systems, and all Unix commands can be used in Linux? Or just that all the Linux commands can run on Unix but not all Unix commands can run on Linux? Or that all Unix commands can run on Linux, but not all Linux commands can run on Unix? Or is there a reference to show me which commands can run on both Linux and Unix, and where both have their own unique command?
You didn't specify which Unix you're talking about, BSD, System V. There's no universal Unix answer. Each Unix variant has its own custom commands. Take Mac OS X for example, so even between Unixes there are different commands. Usually old commands like ls, pwd, cd, cp, mv, rm tend to be the same on all Unix flavors, including Linux.
What you need to consider first is that the commands are actually small programs, in that sense not necessarily a part of the operating system if you split hairs. The old and classic ones have been around for a long time, and are included in most *Nix systems. Just how complete the OS is depends on what comes with the package. As an example, most recovery/emergency CDs you can boot from contain a slim Linux distro. You would find that some typical commands might not be featured in these systems, purely because they would not be needed in most cases.
Most Linux distributions today come with lots of essential GNU software and the GNU toolchain. GNU was a project to rewrite a free as in freedom copy of Unix that later got paired together with the Linux kernel. When you use ls on a Unix machine, you're using the original / what's become of the original ls. When you use ls on GNU / Linux, you're using the GNU ls, which was written from scratch, to be the same as ls. However, not all GNU software is exactly the same as its Unix counterparts. Now that Unix has essentially turned into BSD, GNU / Linux distros may also contain the BSD version of that tool. For example, pstar and tar come to mind. TLDR, they aren't the exact same code, but they are meant to for the most part be exactly the same.
Daniel Anderson's comment about POSIX is the real answer here. There is a standard called POSIX which defines the core of a Unix-like system, both in terms of shell commands and system calls. In theory, if you write software to the POSIX spec, it should be possible to compile and run it on any Unix, Linux, BSD etc. system. This URL will give you a definitive answer as to what constitutes POSIX, but that's not a useful answer for practical purposes. Someone else may have good command references for common differences between Linux systems and other Unix-like systems. One specific example, kill all on Linux kills all processes with a particular name. On Solaris, it shuts the system down. Important not to use the wrong one.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing.